Forget my first meeting with Jim Carrey. When I got to the studios, Milos Forman and Michael Houseman met me first. They said, we want to tell you something about Jim Carrey. He is Andy. And I said, what do you mean he's Andy? I said, he's playing Andy. I know that. And they said, no, he is Andy. When he comes to the set every morning, he comes dressed as Andy Kaufman. We have to refer to him as Andy Kaufman. We can't call him by Jim. He just won't respond. I mean, he is literally being Andy Kaufman while we're shooting this movie. Just be sure to refer to him as Andy. I said, that's cool, no problem. About this time, I'm looking around, my first time in a movie set there, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden, here's this makeup trailer. The door opens, and out steps Andy, Jim, as Andy. They're fixing to shoot a taxi scene, and he's dressed as Latka. And it was like really eerie in the fact that it was like looking at Andy. And he steps out, and he's just gotten his makeup on, and he glances over, and immediately he sees me. Now, I never met Jim Carrey in my life, right? And he sees me, and all of a sudden, it's like going back to 1983, Andy Kaufman is coming towards me, and he goes, and he's just, well, there he is, there, Jerry Lawler, and he's doing the same voice that he imitated, the Southern, the hillbilly type voice that he used to mock me, that Andy used to use in taunting me in the wrestling. Well, Jerry Lawler, from Memphis, Tennessee, Mr. Lawler, and of course the people that are around him start laughing, and he immediately goes from that voice to the same voice that he used when we got in the match. He said, well, let me tell you something, Mr. Lawler. He said, I'm not afraid of you. I can't stand you. When I get my hands on you, all of a sudden he throws this drink at me. And the thing hits right in front of me on the ground and splashes up on my clothes, on my girlfriend's clothes, the new dress she had on, all of her shoes, her dress. I wanted to go over and really punch the goof, right? And then when he does that, he runs into the studio. And Milos Forman says, oh, Jimmy, I apologize, I'm sorry, but it's Andy. It's Andy, it's not Jim, it's Andy. And so they're cleaning off our clothes and all of this sort of stuff. And basically, that was the feeling between Jim Carrey and I all through this movie. It's very uncomfortable.
You said some pretty inflammatory things, obviously.
Right, I mean, everything's a joke to this guy.
I realized this guy knows that in this scene, I get the last shot. I'm gonna slap him, and he knows it, and now he's trying to be a big bud, right? There it came. I mean, I hauled off and I slapped Jim Carrey harder than I slapped Andy. I mean, right out of his seat. Boom, he tumbled over, and it actually busted his lip, his mouth was bleeding, and the funny thing, after the scene, he said, it's funny, it kind of unhinged my jaw or something. And I said, oh, that's okay, it'll be fine tomorrow. But I guarantee he was sore for a week. I left with the experience of Jim Carrey being one that I still, to this day, can't exactly figure out. I don't know if I was dealing with Jim Carrey or if I was dealing with Andy Kaufman. But one way or the other, it was quite an experience.
I'll always be staying right here. So my friends, goodbye. It's just about that time. Wish that I could do just one more song for you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Okay. Great. Good night.
is what's coming up.
Has directed parodies of disaster.